In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down and showing you how to play this riff. How's it going? I'm Dave. My channel is all about helping you create awesome neo-soul and R&B sounds on your guitar. So if that sounds like your kind of thing and you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button and you hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I release a new video. So in this video, I'm just going to be breaking down that riff that you just heard. I'll be showing you how to play it. I'm hoping that what you get out of this lesson is some cool concepts to use in your own playing, and then maybe learning some new chord shapes that you didn't know before. So let's jump straight into it. Now, I've picked a little bit of an awkward key for this song. It's D flat, a lot of flats in this key, but we're gonna roll with it. So the song opens up with this chord here. Okay, so this is that classic neo-soul voicing. We're playing 11, 11, 11, 13 on the top 4 strings, yeah? And we're hammering on that 13th fret. This is a G flat major 7 chord. This is our 4 chord in our key. Okay, so we're playing that. And then we're taking off our ring finger and playing the 11th fret of the high E string. Okay? Pretty simple. Then we're moving to this chord here. This is a C diminished chord, okay? And we're playing 10, 11, 10, 11 on the top 4 strings, yeah? And we're moving that 11th fret of the high E string up to the 13th fret. So all together so far. Now the reason I'm using the C diminished 7th chord is I'm actually wanting to play a flat 7 chord, okay? This is the 5 chord in my key. And when you play a diminished 7th chord from the 3rd, so we're playing from the 3rd of A flat, which is C, and we're playing a C diminished 7th chord, we get a dominant 7 flat 9 sort of sound. And the dominant 7 flat 9 is a little bit more tense than your standard dominant 7 chord, and I really like it. Now, of course, because we're implying an A flat 7 dominant chord, we're going to have to head down a 5th because the dominant 7 chord likes to resolve down a 5th. So we're going to resolve a 5th down to D flat. Okay, so we're going to play a D flat major 9 voicing here. Okay, we're playing 10, 10, 9, 11. This is a rootless voicing, so we've got the 7th, we've got the 3rd, we've got the 5th, and we've got the 9th, okay? And we're gonna hammer on that 11th fret from the 9th fret. Play it one more time, and then let go, okay? Just like that. And then we move to this chord. And this is a B flat minor 9 chord, okay? So we've just gone from our 1 chord in our key, D flat major 9, to our 6 chord in our key, which is B flat minor 9, okay? It's a really nice voicing, 8, 6, 9, 8, okay? And we just play that quite quickly, and then just descend the B flat minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so a 9, 6 on the high E, 9, 6 on the B, 8, 6 on the G, and 8 on the D string. And we're doing that in triplets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. All right, so from there, we move back to chord 4, which is D flat major 9 in this case. Okay, so we're playing, okay, what we're doing is we're hammering on the 7th of the chord, which appears at the 10th fret of the G string, and we're hammering on from the 8th fret of the G string, so we're hammering on the 6th of the chord to the 7th. Okay, from there, we're going to play these little double stops. So we're playing 8 and 8 on the D and G, and then we're playing 11 and 11 on the A and D. Pretty simple stuff there. That's just our 4 chord. Then we want to move to our 5 chord, but before we move to the 5 chord, which is A flat, I'm going to do a secondary dominant kind of thing. If you don't know what secondary dominants are, you can check my video out on that, which you can click on there. But we're playing this E flat 11 chord. Okay, you could also call it an E flat 9 sus 4 chord there, yeah. So I like to call it an E flat 11 chord. It's just a bit more easy to call it that. And this leads us very nicely into our A flat, okay, because it's a 5th, again, a 5th above whatever the next chord is, okay? So There we go. So we're moving to A flat and we're playing this voicing. 11, 11, 11, 14. Okay. Now this is an A7 sus4 chord because we've got the root, we've got the 4, we've got the 7 or the flat 7, and we've got another 4th. Okay. And then we're just going to descend this top note. So 14, 13 on the B string, and 13 on the G string. Okay. And then we're going to move to this chord. And this is an E flat major 6 chord. All right. I really, really like this chord. Just worked with the melody. So I just chose it for that reason. No other reason than that. And then we're going to use the pentatonic scale to do another little run. Okay, so we're using shape 3 of the minor pentatonic scale. Okay, and we're playing 11 on the high E, 14 on the B, 11 on the B, 13 on the G, 10 on the G, 13 on the G, 11 on the B, and 14 on the B. So that's basically the first half of the song, and a lot of it stays the same. We're going to play those first 2 chords. Okay, after that, we're going to play an A diminished 7th chord. Alright, so 7, 8, 7, 8 on the top 4 strings. And then we're going to move this note up in the melody. So we're going to go 8, 9, 11 on the high E string. And then we play our B flat minor 9 chord again. Alright, from here, instead of playing the minor pentatonic melody, we're going to play this. So we're playing these cool sixths. 6 and 6 on the G and B, or on the G and E, I mean. And then 5 on the G and 4 on the high E. And I like to slide into that 6th fret. Just like that. So all together from the B flat minor 9. There we go. Then we're moving to a E flat minor 7 chord. And we're going to hammer on that middle finger at the 7th fret. Anytime you can hammer on notes, it's probably a good idea to do so. We could even hammer on both notes if we wanted to, but I just hammered on the middle finger here. And then played 8 and 9 on the high E with my little finger. Anytime you've got a spare finger, then you can kind of move that around and try and add melody to your chords. And then we're moving to this chord. Alright, so we're playing 11, 11, 11, 11 on the A, B, G and B strings, and we're going to hammer on the 13th fret of the B string with our ring finger, 14 on the B string, and then 11 on the high E string. Then we're going to play an A diminished 7th chord, and now we're using this again for the same purpose as the first diminished chord that we used. Okay, so here we've got an A diminished 7th chord, 12, 13, 11, 13, and then we're going to move up to the F diminished 7th chord, which is, no, it's not F, it's E flat, an E flat diminished 7th chord, which is 18, 19, 17, 19. Okay, now the cool thing with diminished 7th chords is if you move them up or down a third at a time, or a flat third, so 3 frets, I'm essentially just playing the same chord in a different inversion each time there, okay? So I'm actually playing the same chord when I play an A diminished 7th chord and an E flat diminished 7th chord, okay? That is implying a F7 flat 9 chord, okay? So remember, when we are playing diminished 7th chords, we can use them a third above the root note of a dominant chord to imply a dominant 7 flat 9 chord. So that's what we're doing, leading us into a B flat minor 7 chord. Okay, and we're hammering on our middle finger again. I think we're hammering on both fingers actually. Okay, and then we're going to play 16 on the high E and slide into 13 on the high E. Okay, and that's the entire riff. So hopefully you learned some cool chord shapes, and hopefully you learned some cool concepts with the diminished chords implying dominant 7 flat 9 chords, and maybe anything else that was in there as well. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you click like, let me know what you thought in the comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because that really helps me out. And if you're looking to write cool chord progressions like this, then make sure you check out the first 2 chapters of my book, Chord Charisma. Down in the description, you can get that for free. And what that's going to show you is how chord progressions are structured how each chord functions in a key, so you know which chords to use in which situations. And then from there, once you've got a basic chord progression, it will show you how to use extensions like 7ths, 9ths, 11ths, and 13ths to jazz up your chord progressions and make them sound more sophisticated. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check that out. I've also got a Patreon where you can get the full version of the book, so if that sounds interesting to you, go down there. If none of those things sound interesting to you, then make sure you just click on this video here, as you're going to find it really useful. And I'll see you there. Have a good one.